Welcome back to Come Charge With Us. If you're new here, you're very welcome. We have decided to do a bit of a random one about how we approach home charging using Octopus Agile. We're doing this because we're on the verge of Storm Floris, August, random, coming in, and it means we're going to have some cheap electrons to play with. And we're using the car a little bit more for commuting now because I've got a new job and I've got about a 30-mile journey to work. Those of you that want to put two and two together could probably work out where I work, given what I do. So with Agile, Phil's going to explain...
30 miles each way, so it's 60 miles
60 miles a day. I'm sorry, I'm a bit warm.
Which is just under 30%. It requires just under 30% of battery.
For our car, yeah. So Phil's just going to quickly talk about Agile.
Yeah, so with Agile, so that's a tariff we have here in the UK where you pay like a different amount every half an hour essentially, and so every evening at about 4 p.m. the prices are published, and then that lets you see what the prices are going to be for the following kind of 36 hours or so, I think it is. So that's what we use. And then,
is there any other way that we can find out what energy prices are going to be?
So that gives you like the prices from 4 p.m. for the next day. There's also like a Twitter account called Octopus Agile Predict, which is nothing to do with Octopus, that gives an indication of what they might be at about 11 a.m. And then there's also the Octopus Greener Days forecast, which gives you like a 5-day out forecast. And then there's also basically just looking at the weather forecast, things like windy.com, to see how windy it's going to be. Essentially in the UK, our electricity prices are principally governed by how much demand there is, so it's cheaper at the weekend than during the week, and then in the summer how sunny it is. It's sunny today.
I think you put under a cloud.
I think I might have done. And then also, of course, how windy it is, and then the windier it is, the more likely you are to get kind of cheap times. And then during the day it's like more expensive kind of at tea time and first thing in the morning, and then it tends to be cheaper overnight due to wind, and kind of around 2 or 3 in the afternoon due to sun.
So the frustrating so I got home from work last Friday, was my last shift, and I think I left the car with 15%. And I've got 3 shifts this week, so we need some electrons. And the frustrating thing is, with the storm coming on Monday,
that's when you're at work. I'm
at work. So we've done a bit of jiggery. So Agile's a little bit of a ball ache, isn't it, in terms of trying to think about it. So what we've done is,
so we're going to charge up to 40% today when it's fairly cheap, and it's like 7 or 8p.
And we've done it in 2 kind of like tranches.
2 tranches.
Yeah.
And then we'll use that for Sarah to drive to work on Monday, and then hopefully on Tuesday we'll get free charging. And
if we do, it's going to 100.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just you may be really bored by the end of the video, but we're going to use the month of August to show you the charging. Not every charge, please don't worry about that. But if there's any kind of like interesting Agile things that we're trying to play around with, we're going to maybe talk about our approach, and then at the end of the month we'll do a bit of a wrap up, and then maybe compare to Octopus Go and Intelligent Octopus.
So Octopus Go is, you basically have 2 prices, one during the day, one at night, and it's like cheap overnight, like 7 or 8p.
We'll put an overlay of what they are.
And then Intelligent Octopus is where you plug your car in and you say, like the night before or the day before, and you say I want my car charged to this level by this time in the morning, and then Octopus decide when they do that.
So we're plugged in now.
Yep, we're plugged in.
Yep, and we will keep you posted. We don't expect this video to do very well, but we just thought it's a topic that some people may find interesting, and as ever we would welcome feedback on our approach. So we'll keep you posted.
Bye. It's Monday lunchtime, and as you can tell, it's pretty windy here, as predicted. And as you can also see, we've got an empty drive because Sarah had an early start this morning and went off with the car. I'll just stand out the wind. So as expected, prices are at around kind of 0p at the moment, so electricity's free, but the car's at work, so we can't charge it. But early indications are that tomorrow looks like an even cheaper day, so when Sarah gets home we can just plug in and charge it to full tomorrow. So as anticipated, it's a windy, sunny day today, so there's lots of renewable electrons, and it's a bit of a bonanza because...
Absolutely. So yesterday I drove to work as we planned, and I think I started on 42 and ended up on 15%. So I have just a lot of motorway driving to work, and it's about a 48-mile round trip, I think. So we were like, greener days seem to be correct in terms of predictability. So we are going hard today with charging. So because look at the cheapness.
Look how cheap this is.
We're going to be getting paid for this.
We're actually going to get paid to charge our car. In fact, it would be nice if we had a bigger battery and we could put even more in.
And save some.
Yeah, and save some.
So what has your strategy been so far today?
Well,
Because we're only at 66.
yeah, so it's basically just trying to charge up during the day when it's cheapest, when the price is lowest. And then what we'll probably do is...
So when have you gone from 15 to 66?
Oh, just like over the course of the day, basically.
Okay, so what point are you going to top up? Are you going to go when it's like minus 5p?
Yeah, so I'm just trying... Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, but like, yeah, you just look at the day and see when it's cheapest and try and charge then.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter that much.
Nope.
And then what we'll do is we'll see what it's like on Thursday. And
so I'm assuming we're getting to 100%.
Yeah, we'll get to 100%.
So that would get me my next 2 journeys to work this week.
Yeah, we'll get us to the weekend.
Yeah.
And then what we'd then do is see on Thursday if it's cheap. Then we might top up again.
Yep.
Otherwise, we should wait till the weekend and see what happens then.
And it's usually cheaper on a Sunday.
It's usually cheaper Saturday, Sunday.
Right. So let's see what the weather brings.
See what the weather brings. It's Thursday morning, and as you can see, I've just been to get a haircut, and we're now going to charge the car because today we have some cheap electricity in the afternoon again. After Sarah's drive to work yesterday, and my little trip just then, we're down to just below 70%. So don't need to charge the car, but because electricity is cheap, we might as well do so. And then we'll see how we get on going into the weekend. I don't know, is it a faff doing this? I mean, it's not exactly that much effort. You just plug it in and then set the timer. So it's going to charge at 1 o'clock. And then just keep an eye a couple of times a day on what electricity prices are. That's all we do, really. Seems like it's easier than going to the petrol station, right? Okay, it's Saturday morning and we're charging again. So Sarah's only done one drive to work since the last time we charged, but here we've got yet another sunny, windy day. It's basically been like cheap electricity all week this week. So on weeks like this, you just basically keep it topped up. Next week looks like it's going to go back to kind of more normal. So yeah, it's weeks like this aren't typical, but what you do tend to find is that when it is a bit windy, you tend to get like a few days of weather like this, and then you have kind of weeks when it's not. So I think next week will be a more typical week, but at least we'll start the week with 100%.
So that was annoying. Some gate bang. So end of week 1, we've had to do a bit of extra charging because the motorway was closed. So I had to go a super long way around home from work. So we've been taking advantage of the windy, sunny days. We've got another one today, so we've topped up again because tomorrow we are going to take Jackson to Fraysthorpe Beach for a run around, which unfortunately means we've got to charge again. But then we'll look at greener days and see what that says. So we have come for a trip to the beach. It was a kind of okay drive in. Went through some nice kind of like wind turbine fields, and Jackson's been a bit slow on the beach, but I think he's kind of enjoyed pottering about.
Found a fish.
Oh yeah, found a dead fish and ate it. Scrubber. So we're going to get home with about 50% battery. Yeah, 48%.
48%.
Maybe it'll be 50. Greener days, it's not looking great for charging this coming week. I think it's because we're about to hit a heat wave. But I've only got to drive to work twice this week. So I'll be alright on Wednesday. I don't think we'll need to charge before Wednesday. I'll get there and back on Wednesday without a charge, and then we're going to have to do another bit of a plan for charging on Sunday. Before Sunday, when I'm back.
So we probably won't get like free electricity this week, but it won't be that bad.
No.
It'll be fine.
Yep.
So yeah, Fraysthorpe Beach, very nice.
Yep.
After the bonanza of last week, we're kind of back to a more normal situation this week. So actually, it doesn't look like we're going to have any cheap pricing at all for the next 5 days, according to Greener Days. And looking at the windy.com forecast as well, it doesn't look like it's going to be windy till next week. So this is kind of a bit more normal. So what we tend to do is just keep it topped up at like 40-50%. just to make sure Sarah can get to work and back. So she's at work tomorrow, on Wednesday, and then again on Sunday. So we'll just see how it goes over the next few days. But we're still topping up at 14 or 15p per kilowatt hour, which is still pretty cheap. Just not as cheap as the overnight rate of 7p that you get if you're on a Octopus Go or something like that. It's Saturday, time to charge the car again. We have a distinct lack of any wind or sun, so no cheap energy, but it's still not too bad. It's like 12p or something, 12, 13, 14p today, so it's not too bad. And then Sarah's working tomorrow and Thursday, I think, so yeah, it's okay. We're not going to charge it fully, just up to kind of 50 or 60%.
So end of week 2 in August. It's not been a particularly successful charging week. There's not been many free electrons. The weather is overcast, and I don't think greener days is looking great for this coming week either. So I need it twice this coming week. I need it Friday. Oh no, I need it tomorrow. So that's why we're doing a bit of a boost today at a kind of expensive rate.
It's not that bad. It's like 13p.
It's cheaper than GridServe. Then I will need it for work Friday, Saturday. So I think I'll use it tomorrow for work, and then
A bit of running around locally.
Yeah, bit of
And recharge it later in the week.
Yeah, and hope and pray we get some cheapy towards the end of the week.
It's already hope and pray that if we can, then we
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
But if
But it will definitely need to be boosted on Thursday for 2 days back to back at work. Yuck.
So essentially what we do is we kind of top it up as much as we need when it's not cheap, and then when it is cheap, we charge up to 100%.
Yeah, and then the week after I've got 3 days in work.
Yeah.
Quite close together. I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So we'll see what happens with that.
Okay, so it's Bank Holiday Monday today, and we have cheap electricity today, but we weren't sure if we'd get some cheap electricity overnight. Sarah's got work tomorrow, so we need to charge the car. So what we did was we used this Octopus Agile predictor to give us an indication of whether the prices were going to be cheap overnight tonight or not, and it doesn't think they are. So we're going to charge up as much as we can today on the cheap-ish electricity, so that Sarah can drive to work tomorrow, and then she's working Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday.
So we have come to the end of our Agile August adventure, and we are in France charging the car for free while the car is at home.
And at home it's a rainy, windy, horrible day.
Is it?
I don't
know what the weather's doing.
But it's certainly windy because electricity's free.
Yes, and we've had some sun as well, so...
But here it's sunny.
So last week I kind of had 3 trips to work, and we did a little mini boost just to make sure I didn't run out too much before my last shift at work before the holiday. And then we left it quite empty. Was it 15%?
Yeah.
Like that. So we thought, right, let's plug it in when we go away, and then we could see with greener days that there was some cheapness coming. So I thought, let's plug it in so we can just have a bonanza when we're away. Well, but we're not going all the way to 100, are we?
No, we could just go up to 90%, just because it would be sat
so
doing
for a couple
nothing
of weeks.
for a couple
It's not
of weeks.
good for it to be sat at 100%.
Yeah, even though LF batteries are okay at 100%, still probably best not to. If it's going to be.
So we just need to crunch some numbers now about,
we'll do that when we get back.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back now, and so what I did to crunch the numbers was to get the data from the Energy Stats UK website that give you the Agile unit prices over the course of the month, and then I overlaid on that when we charged and how much we charged for. So you can see that there was quite a few times when we had low pricing events with the wind in the first part of the month, and there was a bit of wind at the end of the month as well, and then a few occasions during the month that we were able to take advantage of. So what that then looks like when you kind of put it into spreadsheet form is this. So I've got each of the sessions, how much we charged, what the kind of average price was for each session and how much it costs. So you can see it costs us £12.32p over the course of the month for 253 kilowatt hours. So averages out at 5p per kilowatt hour. I would say this is probably an unusually good month. You wouldn't usually kind of expect to have that many occasions to get a cheap charge, but as we build more and more solar farms and wind farms and so on, there will be more and more occasions with cheap pricing. So that's it for this episode. Hope you found it useful. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video.